the Alley Cat, the Lincoln Logs, the Image, the Flintlock, St. Moritz, Country House, Troll Palace, Lycan Ballroom, Railroad House, Lodge, and on and on and on, and to Shippensburg University, Susquehanna University, Elizabethtown College, Millersburg University, Bloomsburg State, and many other high schools, colleges, and community pools. Shanghai on a road trip to the New England states. Yeah, that's a different page, sorry. Off script here. Okay, that was a shame. Well, okay. The road trip to New England States, Rick Coberly, Monty Baker, R.I.P., Jim Keller, Joe Procopio, and Wally Smith behind the wheel of a '68 Dodge. They broke up in '74. During COVID, Wally set up a Zoom meeting of the Shanghai band members and suggested they create some music together again. And there's a bunch of these that are on YouTube. They each sent Bob all the videos and audio sound, and he mixed them together, and it came out great. Now they are obsessed with making music again. They have done 12 videos, and they're all currently up on YouTube. Bob Kimmel also played drums in Bush. He replaced Daryl Brookman, then reformed the band and called them Hurricane Alley and the Hydraulic Beach. Bill Walfair was the manager, Phil Coons bass player, played guitar, and Pepper Powell keyboard. Used to be with Truth, Justice, and the American Way. We also got Keith Johnson, deceased. Kimmel also played with Pentagon, late 70s to 80s, for 8 years until he moved to Atlantic City in 1985 and became studio manager and recording engineer at Atlantic City Entertainment Studios, which closed in 1991. Bob also played with the Turtles. And he's still in Atlantic City, and he has his own recording studio out there now.
This newspaper
Off in
clipping.
high school in 1972.
Yeah, I just want you to notice that this is from Central Dauphin Senior High School. So Shanghai, the Legends of Truth, Justice, and the American Way played there. $2. Probably $2 in his hands, right?
You guys are out of Harrisburg also. Forrest Brown, I know Forrest Brown is still playing. I just saw him a couple of weeks ago. Okay. In 1969, John Garber, Jack Vellotti, and I got together and decided to start another band. Jack did most of the legwork. When the Intentions broke up, some of them formed an Humber Gathering. That's pretty much the way it happened. Anyway, Butch Kerstetter, Brian Humble, Jack Vellotti, and I were the singers. Jack was not present the day the photo was taken. Jim Boback, the bass player, was was on trumpet. He was from Hummelstown. Lee Robertson played trombone. He now has a jazz group called the Lee Robertson Quartet. I think they work out of Washington, D.C. And Ray Dotterer, who later became Ray Brown, for some reason, was the sax player. We traveled pretty much. We played a couple of times in Atlanta. There was a club in the Atlanta Underground called Sgt. Pepper's. And we played there for a couple of weeks in 1970, and then in 71 we went back and we played there a couple of weeks, and then they had opened a second one out by the airport called Sgt. Pepper's South, and we played there also. Let's see. Well, there's a YouTube video, a little help from my friends. We used photos of historic Middletown. And that song was put up on YouTube by Gary Brandt. I had an old 8-track recording of the stuff we did. We recorded it at the Middletown American Legion with the Capitol Recording Studios out of Harrisburg. He used a 4-track reel-to-reel. And we recorded about a half a dozen songs or so. And a little help from my friends is one of them. Do you have that?
This is the dog song.
The dog song. In 71, John Garver, Jim Boback, and I all left the Humble Gathering. There was a bit of burnout. We did a lot of 6-night gigs. We played at Fushnick's and the Meadowbrook and Martini's. And in those days, you played 6 nights a week and a matinee on Saturday. and it was kind of brutal, and the three of us took a break for a couple of years, actually. And then we came back with, Jim Boomback started the Uncle Remus Band with John Garber and I and Rick Smith. And then I brought in Jeff Miller and Bruce Yeager, who I met in Chambersburg. And we were at the Middletown Rock Fest in 1971. Weekend Superstar?
This one.
The song was actually written by a man named John Humphrey. Okay, Bush. Darrell Bogman, drummer from Shippensburg on the left. Phil Bennett was from Middletown. Phil died in 2020. In fact, I think Phil Bennett actually ended up singing with the Humble Gathering for a while. He was the lead singer. Chip DeShong was from Harrisburg and played guitar. Brian Entry also played guitar. The bass player, I know him. That's Rick Prayer. He has a cousin that plays sax.
And this I promised, I spoke with Darrell Bogman on the phone, and I promised that I would give him his book a plug. He's very talented. He's one of those people that are also connected to the music business however he can. And he has a new book out on Foreigner. It's a photographic book that just came out. So I told him I would give him a plug. So that was him before when he played the drums, and that's him now. And his book is on the right there.
He's a fantastic photographer. Fantastic.
And then this is Henry Urich. He was in the DuValles and the Intentions. And he runs a radio station called KHUD, and I thought everybody here would be interested in it because it's commercial free, and they play rock in the AM and blues in the PM. And that's Henry, and I told him I'd give him a plug because he was so delightful on the telephone. He's the one that's from California that wanted to take a flight in just to be here tonight. So. And I want to just give a big thank you to all the people that helped with this presentation. It may seem like it's a couple of slides thrown together, but it was hours and hours of talking with some of these gentlemen and listening to their stories. They were all just fabulous people. John Stamen, Bob Kimmel, Joe Coons, everybody. And some of the people here tonight, I want to thank you for your help and your input into this presentation. And I want to thank Sarah and Brennan Peters, and Paul Eshleman, and of course Jim Hurst, who wanted to be here with all his heart for this presentation. So we're going to leave you tonight. Is there anything, before I play the last piece of music, let's see if there's any other stories anybody wants to share. If there's anything else, Paul, you want to say?
No. Oh, just that, just on that, a personal note, Butch Kerstetter, who sang with the Imperials and also the Humble Gathering, was the first person I met when I moved from Illinois to Pennsylvania in 1969. We moved in right next door to the Kerstetters, and he introduced me to Brian Humble, who introduced me to Jack Vellotti, and then Denny Brennan. So there's the history.
So anybody else want to share a story? We'll do the questions and answers, but is there anyone that wants to share any other information about local bands? And I'm sure that even with the list that I gave you, I'm sure we missed lots, but. Yes, you might as well say something.
No splits anymore this lifetime. Anyway, the height of our band was when we opened at the yes, we opened at the Raven, and for Little Anthony and the Imperials, we did about 4 or 5 songs, and it was the greatest feeling ever to be in that new place and be there for that. It was. And way back, I was with Denny Brennan, Brian Humble, me, and Frank Bailey. We were the first white guys to we were the first white guys to be harmonizing in Denny Brennan's bedroom every single day. Unfortunately, I didn't make the cut because I couldn't hold a key. So later on, we started our own band. We had a heck of a great time, fun every time we were out.
Why don't we take some questions for Paul, for Sarah, for any of the Brennans, any of the Nunes? Maybe they can answer some. Does anybody have any questions?
Nancy?
Can we get copies of the pictures?
Yeah. I'll put the PowerPoint, it won't have the music on though, because it's too big with the MP3. But I'll put the pictures, I'll put the PowerPoint on the website as well, okay?
I just wondered, tie into Bob's story about the Little Anthony Imperials. I remember them when they were at the Raven. I was there, and I first, saw them there. And many years later, I was out in Vegas, and they were playing in one of the hotels, and I went to see them. And you got to meet and greet them behind the scenes afterwards. And I told them that it was like 40 years since I had seen them, and I told them where, and they remembered the Raven. And I just want you to know, the Raven was a well-known place.
Well, when they were out at Hollywood, they did Just Two Kind of People a cappella, and it was actually better than the record. I couldn't believe it. And we got a chance to talk to them afterwards.
It was really interesting,
Any other questions? We may never have these couple band members here again. Why don't we take pictures? Some of the band members can come up later and take pictures. Any other questions? Okay, we'll try to get everything up on either the website or the Facebook page, and grab a card over there. It has both their addresses in case you don't know where it is. There's also a little donation tin that I said I would plug.
I apologize for not having photos on the
Your mom and I were good friends.
The program. Help me out.
She did my hair for my
On the
prom.
program, we couldn't afford a camera back then.
Rocky Nomads, the Imperials, and it was it was the schoolboys. I couldn't find pictures of it anywhere. So if anybody has it, that'd be great. I'd add them to it. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't take pictures back then, we didn't care. Oh, by the way, can we have just a moment of silence for all those who are no longer with us? Thanks, appreciate that.
Have a cookie if there's anything left before you go, and we'll take pictures. Anyone, you can stay as long as you want. I have to clean up, so please feel free to chat and discuss memories. All right, thank you.
Great changing.
You are one well of photos.
Who are you?
I am Bill Wozniak.
Yeah, I have a lot of photos.
Well,